The truth about personal growth and self-development. Do you want the truth? The truth is, it doesn't work. Thank you so much for watching this video. We'll see you next time for one of our YouTube videos. You guys have been great. It doesn't work. Goodbye. Actually, no, that's not actually the case. Well, actually, it doesn't work. You work. It's whether you actually want to take some of the ideas that exist in personal development and personal growth and all of these different areas, motivation, being inspired, change your life in 3 minutes or 3 days. I mean, look, it's an industry that's worth about $10 billion. And for me, it's a little bit like the dieting industry. A lot of people think the answer is in the books and the courses that they do, but the answer, the truth, is the answers really are in you. It's having a big enough reason to want to develop yourself. And I've spent the last 30 years of my life working in this field. I've written 19 books, many of these books, best-selling books, Lighten Up, Life, DIY, DIYing yourself. What a brilliant idea. You know how many people are interested in the concept of DIYing their home? Well, what about this home? This is the home that you live in. That's why I wrote this book, Habit Busting. It was the Greeks that said, excellence is not an act, excellence is a habit. We are what we repeatedly do. Fear Busting, this book was published in multiple languages all around the world. Sort your life out. So many people wanting to change their life and thinking that the answers are in these books. The answers are not in these books. The answers are in you. You can take an idea and bring that idea to life. And you can change your life. It's the most incredible thing I think any human being can do, is to transform their life, to overcome perhaps some of their past problems and traumas, and to build a better life for themselves, their family, and for the world. So what I want to do over the next few minutes is just to kind of give you an overview of really what personal development, self-help really is, and then give you a couple of key ideas that I think if you can apply these ideas to your life, I think your life will change beyond anything that you could ever possibly imagine. So if you're ready, say, I'm ready. Thank you. All right, let's do this. So the first thing I want to talk about is just a fact that every living cell in your body lives for one reason. The only reason it exists is for it to grow and to express itself fully. Every single cell. The most bizarre thing about human beings is that we can stunt our growth. If you look anything outside in nature, a tree doesn't decide to grow and then halfway just think, I've had enough of growing, and stop. We, as human beings, have this dignity of choice. And we can either choose to grow or to stand still. Or, I would say, if being a bit harsher, we're either growing or we're dying. I think if we're stagnating, if we stop, we are dying. And it's up to us whether we want to do the work, because ultimately, what's happening around the world right now is so many people just live in a world of comfort where there's no real reason for people to change their life. And this is something I want you to think about. When do we see the best in human beings? What do you think get someone to go into a bookshop or go on Amazon and buy a book like this? In most cases, what gets them to buy the book and read the book is a desperate situation. They're in a place where maybe they've just broken up with someone, or they're so overweight, or they've got an addiction to something, they've had enough. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And that's what makes people want to grow. That's what makes people want to move away from the situation that they're in. But the biggest challenge with all of this is when we get comfortable. When we get comfortable, most of us revert back to what we were doing before. And that's the truth, I think, or one of the truths about personal growth and self-development, is that what motivates people is a dissatisfaction. They don't like the situation that they're in. They want to move away from that situation. And all of a sudden, when they get comfortable, they revert back. Isn't that fascinating, don't you think? And we'll come to some of the things on here, which is really interesting, especially around prospection, in a minute. But my work as a coach, I've been coaching people for a very, very long time, is to help someone work out where they are and where they want to be. And we look at this, those of you that have watched any of our YouTube videos, you've heard me talk about this, the big three. If you could wave a magic wand and give people the personal growth and the self-development in their life, you could put it into three categories: health and energy. You know, if I said all I've got to do is wave the magic wand, tell me what you want with your health and energy, I'm sure you'd tell me. Your relationships, having better relationships with the people that matter most to you. Your wealth, how many people would like me to wave the magic wand and then to have more money? In fact, one of the most successful books ever written, Think and Grow Rich, a lot of people have read this book and thought, well, why am I not rich? It's like people who join a gym and go, what? I've joined the gym, where's my fitness? You know, that's not the result. The result is applying some of the principles of this book. In fact, this book, I must have read it 30 or 40 times. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see where I've marked, because it's not something you do once. And that's another key thing about personal development. It is not a destination. It's not something you do it once and say, I've done it, I've finished. It's an ongoing process. The decision to grow. And again, one of the key things I want to point out to you here, if we use the analogy of going to the gym, you know, if you go to the gym and you start to get fitter and stronger, that's amazing that you've done it, you've put in the work. But again, it's not a destination where you arrive and think, now I've done it, because as soon as you've done it, that's when things start to atrophy. That's very quickly where you can undo a lot of the work that you've done. And this happens to a lot of people who do personal development work, is they put the work in many cases because the situation they were in, it wasn't great. They wanted to move away from there. And then all of a sudden, their circumstances that got them to start have gone, and they quickly undo everything that they've done. It needs to be a way of life. If you want to make personal growth and self-development work for you, you've got to treat it like a workout. You've got to treat it like something that needs to be renewed every single day. And as Abraham Maslow said, who was a very famous humanistic psychologist, he said what man can be, he must be. And what I see with so many people is they're kind of stuck in a gap with any of these three areas. They're not making any momentum in their area. They try, but they stay stuck in the gap. And that is where I believe there's so many issues with mental health, anxiety, depression, fear, worry, stress, because we're not growing. We know we're not being what we can be. And it's not that we, this is so important, if you can get your head around this. We are what the Greeks called teleological. We need goals. Everything we do in life is for an end. Everything. Why do you go to the toilet? You know, why do you eat a meal? There's an outcome that you're looking for. And what most of us are doing is we are sacrificing long-term outcomes for short-term outcomes. We lose sight of the things which really matter to us, and we get our little hits from the little things that we do every single day that probably don't serve us, but we'll maybe make another video about that another time. And really, it's so essential for you to understand that the same forces reside in all of us, right? The force that wants you to stay where you are and the force that wants to move you forwards. We've done other videos about this, but very quickly, you know, you have that in you, a part of you that wants you to stay in bed and another part of you that wants you to get up and start going and doing the things that move you in the direction that you want to go. We all have those challenges. It's which part of you are you listening to? Real growth and development is about listening to the part of you that wants to grow and knowing that many times you won't feel like doing what you need to do. I'm actually going to make another video about this whole concept here because this is so important. I have seen this, right? If this is you today in the present, and this is you in the past, and this is you in the future, what got you here is great. Well done. Congratulations for watching this video. I really applaud you. If there's somewhere that you want to go, what got you here is probably not going to get you there. What that means is you're probably going to have to reinvent yourself. You're probably going to have to develop a new identity. You're probably going to have to change your personality in some way. You're probably going to have to transform and become a different version of yourself. So let's just kind of finish off by looking at these key areas. So prospection, what does this word mean? Well, this is a term in psychology that refers to your ability to see a future, your ability to come up with ideas, your ability to envisage yourself in a different scenario to the scenario that you're in now. You know, donkeys don't do that. Trees don't do that as far as we know. And it's whether we choose to use this to develop a compelling vision of our future or whether we keep recreating our past. And that's one of the reasons I don't think personal development works for a lot of people, because they're not compelled to move forwards. Adaptability, this is so important as well. There's that if you keep doing something over an extended period of time, that's where the growth comes, right? And you know that we live in a world now where it's so easy to take the easy option. And the easy option for many people is going to give them a future that they don't want, right? And again, I've talked about atrophy in terms of if you do some work and then you just stop doing it. Like the research on gratitude is crazy, that people that every day practice gratitude over a period of time, even just a few days, they start to feel better, they exercise longer, they sleep better. Yeah, if you just stopped that practice, you would stop getting the benefits from it. And you know, this here says AI versus AI. That's the artificial intelligence that we are so fascinated by right now. Have you know, the artificial intelligence on your phone? Have you seen that when you look at something, maybe on Facebook, and then all of a sudden you start being presented more of the same thing, the type of thing that you're looking at? I've been looking at some golf videos on there, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing more and more golf videos coming my way. That's an algorithm. That's an intelligence that's working out what am I looking at. But there's also an ancient intelligence that 2,500 years ago people were talking about this stuff. And if we apply ourselves to the ancient intelligence of, look, you are here to grow, you are here to get better, you are here to be the best that you can possibly be. Or maybe you don't think that, but at least you could be. And if you make a 98% commitment to any of this, you're kind of wasting your time, because that's where hesitation and doubt will step in, rather than making a real commitment. And you know what a real commitment is? You are committed right now to the results that you currently are having in your life. That's your current level of commitment. That might sound a little bit harsh, but the reality is that you can change all of this. So what's your biggest takeaway from all of this, from everything that I've shared to you on this video today? I would personally really invite you to start thinking about the future that you want to create. We've made a lot of videos featuring some great people in this field of personal development, from Tony Robbins to Stephen Covey to Jim Rohn. Go and check out one of those videos. Go and look at the video, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. Sold millions of copies around the world. And see if you can apply a few of those principles. But start off by making a commitment to apply some of what I've shared with you here today. I want to thank you for watching. Make sure you stay involved, subscribe to the channel. We're delighted to continue to serve you. And look, we know a great life, it doesn't just happen, right? It happens by design. And that is the truth about personal growth and self-development, is that you can get better, but you have to decide to do it, design it, and go and make it happen. Happy, beautiful day, and we'll see you soon.